We're continuing in the explanation of Qatrun Nada by Imam Ibn Hisham. He did the source manual, Qatrun Nada, and he did the explanation, which is called Sharhu Qatrun Nada. The explanation. The explanation of Qatrun Nada. That's the name of the book. Yani, that's the only name I know for it. And we're still on the broad topic of An-Nawasikh, the abrogators. And those are, as you know, the abrogators of the judgment of the Mubtada and the Khabar. We finished the first set of abrogators. And there are 3 sets mentioned in Qatrun Nada. The first set, the first group of sisters was Kana wa akhawatuha, Kana and her sisters. Now we're on the second set, Inna wa akhawatuha, Inna and her sisters. Kana wa akhawatuha, all of them are verbs. Inna wa akhawatuha, all of them are particles. But they are particles that act like verbs. They are particles that act like verbs. How do they act like verbs? They make a noun mansub and a noun marfu'. They make one noun marfu' and another one mansub, like a verb does. Don't you say daraba zaydun amran? Then, if you've noticed the style of Ibn Hisham, what does he do? He gives you the broad case, the broad chapter. He opens it up for you. And then he starts narrowing down in each chapter till he gets to the most specific cases. And then he moves on to the next chapter. That's what he's doing now. So he started by going over Inna wa akhawatuha broadly. Then he narrowed it down by talking about when they come with ma. Inshallah, he reviewed that lesson. Now he wants to talk about inna. So that's even more narrow. Not all of them. Inna. When you take the shadda away. And then you say in. And you can do that for anna also. Yani, you could take the shadda away, and then you'll say an. It's the same inna though. It's basically an abbreviated form. It's lightened. Subhanallah. I think abbreviated works here. So we're talking about in al-mukhaffafa. So one might say the abbreviated in. The one that was originally inna. And then we shortened it. Or if you translate the word in Arabic, we lightened it. Khufifat. It was lightened. So he says, may Allah Ta'ala have mercy upon him. Asl, original text. Ka'inil maksurati mukhaffafah. Like in, the one with the kasrah. In, not en. Mukhaffafatan, abbreviated. Like in with a kasrah, abbreviated. He says here like, ka. So now, what is he likening that to? What is he comparing it to? Let's back up and look at the text. Make sure we're following. So let's look at the text. Okay, he says, original text. The second group of abrogators is inna and anna for intensification, and laakinna for dismissing a wrong assumption, and ka'anna for simile and assumption, and later for wishing, and la'alla for expectation, or sympathy, or for reasoning. So all those are abstract meanings there. They make the mubtada, they make the noun, they make what was the mubtada, the subject of the sentence, their noun, mansub. They make it a mansub, an accusative noun of theirs. And they make the predicate subjective or nominative as a predicate of theirs. Inshallah, that's all clear. Okay. Then he explains, he continues in the source manual, if they are not associated with ma, that's what they do if they're not associated with ma, al-harfiyya, the particle ma, because there's another type of ma, there's many mas, such as annama ilahukum ilahun wahid, this ayah. So ma came in front of anna, and then anna got deactivated, and so there's still a mubtada and a khabar. Both of them are marfu', although anna is there. Except later, you could do it either way with later. Keep it activated or deactivated. If that talk's not clear, you need to review last lesson. And then he explains, and then he says, like in with a kasra, abbreviated. I didn't see where the comparison, what comparison is being drawn here. It slipped me. So let's see what he has in the explanation. He says, الشرح, the explanation. معنى هذا أنه كما يجوز الإعمال والإهمال في ليتما كذلك يجوز في إن المكسورة إذا خففت. Then he showed us what was the comparison he was making. He was saying in is like later. You can turn it on or turn it off. Yani, when can you turn later on or off? If it has ma. So if you just say later, you'd say, for example, later Zaydan qa'imun. So it's on. Later Zaydan qa'imun. If you put ma, you could say still later Zaydan qa'imun, or you could say later Zaydun qa'imun. So you turn off later by putting ma, or you can keep it on. And then he says, كَإِنِ الْمَكْسُورَةِ مُخَفَّفَةً, like in with a kasra, abbreviated. So then I didn't catch what was he likening it to. So he told us. معنى هذا أنه كما يجوز الإعمال والإهمال في ليتما. The meaning of this is just like it's permissible to activate or deactivate ليتما كذلك يجوز في إن المكسورة إذا خففت. That is likewise permissible for inna with a kasra when it is abbreviated. And when he says permissible, you know that this is not the talk of the fuqaha. We're not talking fiqh here when we say permissible, as opposed to being haram or haram. Rather, we're talking about language here. So when we say it's permissible in the language, that means if you do it, you're not speaking incorrectly. We're saying it's permissible means you could do it one way or another way in the language. Either way, you'll be speaking correctly. Kakaulik, like for you to say, in Zaydun la muntaliq, wa in Zaydan muntaliq. So this first, he gave us two examples. So this first one, in Zaydun la muntaliq. So what do we have here? We have in that was originally inna. So it got abbreviated and just became in. Had it been inna for kasra, then we for sure would have to say inna zaydan. But since we abbreviated in, then we don't have to say in zaydan. We can say in zaydun. We can deactivate it. And then lamuntaliq, this lam here, that's to keep you from getting confused so that you know what in this is. There are several ins in Arabic. That lam right there makes us know what in we're dealing with here, which is the abbreviated inna. And then muntaliq is also marfu'. So here, in the abbreviated one is deactivated, permissibly, not necessarily. And here it is activated. Wa in zaydan muntaliq. So Zayd is indeed muntaliq. Muntaliq means a goer, a leaver, someone who leaves or goes. Zaydun muntaliq. So simple English, Zayd's leaving. More exact translation or closer, Zayd is a leaver, unless leaving is an adjective. So here it's activated. I think it's clear for you so far. If you have a question, please ask. وَالْأَرْجَحُ الْإِهْمَالِ عَكْسَ لَيْتِ. And what's more preponderant? Yani, what would be better Arabic is to deactivate it. The opposite of later, or the reverse of later. قَالَ تَعَالَى, said the exalted, إِن كُلُّ نَفْسٍ لَمَّا عَلَيْهَا حَافِظٌ. You know this ayah from Surah At-Tariq. Inshallah, you've memorized Juz' Amma, or yani, you know it well, and you know that's Surah At-Tariq. The meaning is, though this ayah has different tafsirs. Surely, every self, every individual has over it a guardian or a monitor. Every self has over it a monitor. But this, to talk about the tafsir of this ayah closer, I need to review. وَإِن كُلٌّ لَمَّا جَمِيعٌ لَدَيْنَا مُحْضَرُونَ. Surah Yasin. وَقَالَ تَعَالَى, and also Allah said, وَإِنَّ كُلًّا لَمَّا لَيُوَفِّيَنَّهُمْ رَبُّكَ أَعْمَالَهُمْ وَإِنَّ كُلًّا لَمَّا لَيُوَفِّيَنَّهُمْ رَبُّكَ أَعْمَالَهُمْ. Okay. As for the exact shahid in what Ibn Hisham presented to us, that's clear, inshallah. As for the meanings of these ayahs, I need to think. So I don't know unless I look and think, and maybe have to look into the tafsir. So where's the shahid here? Here's in, he's telling us it's abbreviated from inna. And here's the mubtada that would have been inna's noun. And here, جميع لدينا محضرون. I'm not sure. I'm not sure which one is supposed to be the khabar. Is it جميع is the khabar, or is it محضرون? I don't know. I'll have to look into it, inshallah. Or if I think about it, maybe I could realize it, but I don't know. You said, is that word in or inna for the last ayah? Well, he told us right here. قرأ الحرميان وأبو بكر بالتخفيف والإعمال. Okay, so last ayah, inna. Because what he's doing is showing us, look, it worked both times. Here, in, kullun, or kullu nafsin, lamma. And here, inna kullan lamma. He's saying it worked both times. You could turn it on or you could turn it off. He says, قرأ الحرميان وأبو بكر بالتخفيف والإعمال. He's saying the two reciters from the haram, and Abu Bakr recited this ayah abbreviated. So what's there is inna, and it was also recited abbreviated in, wal i'mal, and activated. Okay. So the meaning here doesn't change. All you did was abbreviate that particle. And let's read this last piece right here, and then we'll stop. If you have a question, ask, please. He says, Asul, original text, فَأَمَّا لَكِن مُخَفَّفَةً فَتُهْمَلْ. As for Laakin abbreviated, it is deactivated. Meaning only. If you say Laakin, not Laakinna, then for sure it's deactivated. الشرح, the explanation. وذلك لزوال اختصاصها بالجملة الاسمية. That's going to be, that deactivation of Laakin is going to be because once you abbreviate Laakin, it stops being special for nominal sentences. You could say, here's a nominal sentence, Zaydun qa'imun, so you could say Laakin Zaydun qa'imun. Or you could say qama Zayd, that's a verbal sentence, and you could say Laakin qama Zayd. So it's not particular to a nominal sentence anymore. But if you say Laakinna with a shadda, you can't say Laakinna qama Zayd. That's incorrect Arabic, because this one is special to nominal sentences. So you'd have to say Laakinna Zaydan qa'im. Qala Allahu Ta'ala, said Allah, exalted is He. وَمَا ظَلَمْنَاهُمْ وَلَكِنْ كَانُوا هُمُ الظَّالِمِينَ. Allah said this ayah, it means مَا ظَلَمْنَاهُمْ, we did not wrong them. We refers to Allah. وَلَكِنْ, rather, or however, or but, كَانُوا هُمُ الظَّالِمِينَ, they were, it was them. It was them who was the unjust ones. So, Laakin kanu, that's a verb. And Laakin came in front of it. That's the shahid here. So it's deactivated. وَقَالَ تَعَالَى, and the exalted said, لكن الراسخون في العلم منهم والمؤمنون لكن الراسخون في العلم منهم والمؤمنون. Here, lakin came in front of an ism. الراسخون, لكن الراسخون. I don't know the tafsir of this ayah. Where is that? And Nisa, yeah, I'll have to review. فدخلت على الجملتين. Therefore, lakin came in front of both types of sentences. Okay, yeah, we definitely should stop here so that we can talk about a hefty subject. So we'll stop here, inshallah ta'ala. But just to give you a heads up, what are we going to talk about next week, inshallah, if Allah enables us? An important case. So we're going to talk about N, which is the abbreviated N. And we're going to talk about what's called Damiru Sha'n. We talked about it before, likely. Damir Ash-Sha'n. That means the pronoun that refers to the matter at hand. The pronoun that refers to the issue at hand. So sometimes you might say it, and what it refers to is some issue at hand. So that's called Damiru Sha'n. Sha'n means issue, or affair, or matter. The pronoun of the matter. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك.